Hey Soul Searchers, grab a ginger ale and buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. Soul Searchers heading from Brisbane to Tasmania, and along for the ride is our good friend Chris, who is a captain in training. Only problem is, he gets catastrophically seasick. Will he be able to make the trip, or will he have to bail out? Stay tuned to find out.
I'm Chris. I am an extended family of Bob and Dee. Long story short, I am the cause of all these crazy adventures on Soul Searcher, and it all started painting a kitchen, and that's where we cooked up these plans to go on all of the quests that Soul Searcher will go on.
All right, Chris, let's be real. How quickly did you start regretting making this trip?
Well, 6 minutes out of Sydney Harbor, I am puking my guts out.
6 minutes.
6 minutes out of the harbor.
Wow.
Literally just an out. When I go to Disney, when I go to Universal, I take half a Dramamine, but I'm fine all day because I get motion sickness.
Yeah.
I took a full Dramamine knowing I'm going to be on the water.
Yeah.
I immediately threw it up. It did not help.
Okay.
Did not help.
All
Right. You have the things impressing it. It's so hard to not puke. I am puking my guts out. Like minutes.
You passed the heads.
Oh yeah.
That was it. You were
That's
done.
it? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's really rough water right there, and I don't know if it was a rough day. I have no idea. I just was, my body said no. It sucked.
So
It's-
when you got seasick, did you go out to the stern railing? And,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I
So
didn't
you
go.
you didn't puke in the sink. You didn't go down
Oh,
to the
no.
bathroom.
No. Yeah. No. It goes out in the ocean. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No big. Yeah. Do you want why?
Why?
Because I'd have to clean
I
it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Cindy's kind, but she's not stupid.
Yeah.
So you took the Dramamine. You didn't take the other medication I got you, which was imported from Europe. You used the
Not
van.
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How far into the trip was the first text? 'Cause I remember that first text, and I was
It
like, oh no.
was a day and a half. Like I was fighting it for a while, but then
Okay.
you like give up. Like
Yeah.
like I couldn't do things,
Yeah.
and I didn't want anyone taking care of me. You know, like you feel bad.
It was a really scary thing for me, and I wasn't even there because I kept getting these text messages that were kind of like SOS, send help.
Yeah.
So I texted Cindy and I was like, Chris needs help. Can you help him?
Yeah.
And Cindy said to me, he is folded up into a corner,
On the couch,
sitting on the sofa,
lined up.
up on the fly bridge,
Yeah.
when he's not out puking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we've got to do something. Let's get him some medication. Did he not put the patch on? Did he not take medicine? She didn't really know what he had done. She wasn't really able to get much out of him, which was really scary.
Of the puke.
You went into yourself, right? So other than occasional texting, I was left to wonder what the heck was going on.
You had text Cindy and said, find the
Sturgeon.
sturgeon, day 3. So here we are,
Yeah.
day 3. I'm barely eating.
Yeah.
I barely, like every time we drink water, and I would force water down, but I would puke it up.
Yeah.
So I would hold it in as hard as I could until I had to go puke. It was gross. Hard. Cindy. Those two took care of me. Everybody needs a Cindy. Yeah, Cindy.
Yeah.
Everyone needs Cindy.
Yeah.
She did everything she could to make sure that I was feeling good. I felt good in about 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sturgeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Granted, it's been 3 days.
Mhm.
I don't have anything more to throw up.
Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
I don't have any more to throw up. But,
There was hope.
correct.
So, what do you remember of that trip? That party?
Yeah.
What do you remember the first couple days?
No. Once we got this sturgeon, once that, like Dramamine was not helping.
Right.
It didn't matter. Like, I probably could have ate a whole one. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But I could put the sturgeon in my mouth and let it dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
And when it dissolved like that, that's how it came pretty quick to coming back. Yeah. But I don't remember from Sydney to Melbourne. I don't remember much of the coast or anything like that. I remember,
You remember peeking around that corner?
A
The
little,
big seas?
yeah, a little bit. Yep.
And
Yeah, they were, yeah.
even Captain Art thought they were too big.
Yeah.
Up and down.
So it was scary. It was big seas.
Yeah.
You've never seen anything
Nope.
like that.
Nope.
Did we know that you got seasick before this trip?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been sick almost every boat I step on.
What were our thoughts in putting you out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean knowing that you got seasick? Tell our friends what our thoughts were. Why'd we do this?
To see if I can do it. Like, yeah. And you have to test yourself, I suppose.
But one of the things that we thought in planning this trip for Chris, knowing that he was seasick going into it, was that for the majority of people who get seasick, if you give them a certain amount of time at sea, be it 6 hours, 12 hours, or 24 hours, almost certainly within a day or 3 days, they're going to get over it and be fine. Now, they may have a tendency to get sick every time, but once you can get them well over that hump, then they're usually going to be pretty good to go. They know what to expect from then on.
As they say, they get their signals.
Yeah.
As they say, you get something right now. Yeah.
Did Chris ever get his sea legs? So the plan was to come around the corner, go into Melbourne,
Mm-hmm.
check out of mainland Australia,
Yep.
reprovision,
Yep.
and then cross the notorious Bass Strait.
Yeah, yeah. And at this point in time, I knew that I was not going on the boat to go over. So I had the best Bass Strait crossing that anyone could have, because it's at 30,000 feet. Melbourne to Hobart. Very easy flight, very nice and dandy. Done. Best bass crossing ever. Yeah.
How far into the trip did you have that ticket purchased, the flight to Tasmania?
It was when we were in Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't do it on route.
No. Yeah. Yeah. It was in, yeah. But it was fast.
Yeah.
Once I knew I couldn't find more of the sturgeon, and I didn't know that we had it in there. I knew I couldn't make it, so it was fast.
Yeah.
It was fast.
Yeah.
It was, can't find it. You have to, I have to meet them so we can finish the process of getting the boat ready for you guys to come down and experience Tasmania.
How much do you think your anxiety ahead of time played into this?
It could a little bit, but I often get sick. Again, just like first time on any boat, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, anxiety does have a good portion, whether it be 25% to 50.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, like yeah, because correct. Other side of the world.
Yeah.
You know, just 3 of us.
Yeah.
You know, your brain does funny things. It starts to tell you things that not necessarily going to happen, but you immediately go to the most darkest part of your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This isn't a Disney ride.
it is not a Disney. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought that at least once a trip.
One. Yeah.
Maybe once a day. When it's you know.
Yeah.
So I have a new rule, and that is I don't panic until Cindy panics, and Cindy's not going to panic.
No. Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yep.
Correct. And we can't gauge Art's panic because he also, even if he is panicking, isn't panicking.
Right.
Like it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
very serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
You went from being very sick to being managed. At what point and what were you thinking? This isn't good enough for me to run a boat. Did you?
Yes, that came through too. Yes. So in like say day 2, day 3, because there's a lot of time you're just thinking in your head, and you do want to think of other things. But if this should happen again and I was in charge, right? Not good. And so now I have 2 people that are trying to take care of me, and I don't want people to take care of me. You know, like I should be able to do this myself. But if it's the other way around where I am in charge and then I can't take care of me, that means I'm putting other people in charge of taking care of me and the boat. And if something should go wrong, then ultimately it is my responsibility.
Correct.
And we can't, and so that was like 3 days in, like right on the timer, I'm like, okay, you know, like I love the idea. I love the water, you know, all that stuff. But then if you can't do it, don't do it. If you cannot do it. But if you think you want to, you got to try. Because if you don't try, you'll never be in my spot right here saying, no, I know I can't. You know, like calm waters around here, I can do it all day long now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
And that's a step forward
Yeah.
for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time we got out on Little Blue for a test drive. It was
Yeah.
July in Florida. A summer breeze kicked up, and you were over the rail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, he's not going to be able to do this, because we were looking forward to sailing together with Boat Candy Bob. And then things turned around. Like you did half a Dramamine, you'd be out on the boat, never saw you get sick again,
Nope.
ever.
Even when other people are sick,
Right.
right? You'd think that as soon as someone else gets sick, you'd start feeling it. Nope. Yeah.
So we had to give it a shot.
You have to.
We had to give it a shot because, again, most people will go through a period of seasickness and then get through it.
Mhm.
Whether they take any intervention, any medication, anything or not, most people will get through it.
Yeah.
You didn't get through it. It was 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
And no better.
Mm-mm.
No better. And really, without eating or drinking anything, without taking a shower, without,
Yeah.
you know, taking care of yourself, we were worried about like
You get into
dehydration,
yeah.
cardiovascular collapse. I mean,
Yeah.
out at sea, that's a dangerous thing.
Correct.
And now that you've had some time to reflect, what's next? You still chasing the dream?
I would say a little bit, but more than anything, I'd probably like to stick to the Gulf. I probably won't even venture into the Great Lakes, because I know they get tough at sometimes. Maybe a great loop trip, something along those lines, something where I know I can get to land fast and then reestablish, get grounded again. Yeah. So maybe, but everything's up in the air.
When you want to do something and then you physically can't do it, it's such a bummer. But I can go out in the Gulf and be fine. We can go on the sailboat and be fine. You know that we do it quite often, not as often as we'd like, but we do it. Disheartening, I suppose.
So it sounds like doing the jet crossing of the Bass Strait was a wise decision.
Yes.
Yeah, at least you made it to Tasmania in one piece, and we had a great adventure there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And I got to do stuff, even though this is wasn't part of the plan. And you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to pivot into this. Changes. You end up you have to adjust now. I was in Hobart for 6 days before Art and Cindy got there with the boat. And I knew as soon as the boat gets there, I've got things to do on the boat anyways. I'm the guy that's going to be cleaning. That's what I was hired. That's what we're doing. Got to get it ship shape.
Yep.
For the owners to show up. I have to get things. But in those 6 days, I was able to travel around and I could find different places. I knew where all the grocery stores were. I knew where all the stuff was. I looked at different activities that we could do. In fact, while I was there by myself, yay, right? I drove the furthest south road in Australia. Now you can go off-road further, but I went to where the pavement ends. I get to mark that off. So when I look at a map of Tasmania, the little heart down at the bottom of Australia, and I could see that and I go, I've been there. I've been to that point, like
Lands End.
basically Land's End for where the road ends. Yes. So you get to do that stuff. You don't just give up, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Is you don't give up. You find your limits, and then you make your turn.
And if you don't push your limits every once in a while, you haven't really lived your life.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying living your life, and you're not saying this either, is puking over the side of the boat.
Yeah.
That's not living a life. No. But yes, you have to push those limits.
It's crazy, isn't it? So this boating journey, this whole thing started with this guy. And we were looking.
Soul searcher is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul searcher.
Yeah.
We
And
were looking at boats, sustainable cruising, and trying to figure out a way that we could get through and over the pandemic and take our family and travel.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so
it all started with painting a kitchen.
it all started with painting a
Painting a
kitchen.
kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It was. Yes, it is my fault. I will take blame for all of this. It's my fault. But
All right.
I don't regret any moment of it. Not one moment.
Good.
I don't regret throwing up over the. I don't regret that. Like, no. Yeah. Not in the least. It's all. Yeah. And that's an outlook that we hope, you hope, everyone hopes to give people that, hey, don't feel bad about not being able to do something because you tried.
Right. At least you tried.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the big benefits of your getting to Hobart early was that you had our whole trip planned out. You were the greatest tour guide, and it was St. Patrick's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and you knew right.
Where the Irish pub was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we hit the ground running. Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much for being willing to share your experience, because we all like to talk about the good times, but
Yeah.
we need to learn from the times that aren't so good.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the things if you haven't already. And please let me know in the comments below. Would you have made it through the Bass Strait, or would you be booking a flight? I really want to hear from you. Thanks for joining us for this interview with our friend Chris. As we can see, he's had to make some changes about his mindset and what he's going to do with his captainship. We're happy that he's going to stay aboard Little Blue and help us out with the boat. And I'm sure you'll see more from Chris in the future. We'll get him back on Soul Searcher.